guys, we're going to be doing some, I'm going to plant out my zucchinis and cucumbers today. It's a nice day to be working out in the yard today, so let me show you what I've done so far. I've got a cucumber called General Lee in the back row here. I've got about 5 cucumbers here, and I've got zucchini up front. Now I've moved my zucchinis from another garden, another bed, because I think they'll do better here. They'll get more sun. The other bed they weren't really too successful, so we're going to try it out on this side of the garden this time. And then here we also have more zucchinis and cucumbers. This one's called Raider F1 cucumbers. I've got 5 plants there. I've planted against it. It's going to climb this fence here. And I've got another zucchini I'm trying out for the first time called Sunburst. Well, it's a squash. Sunburst. It's kind of like a patty pan kind of squash. And I'm hoping that does better than the other ones I've been trying to plant. So we're going to try this new thing here. And I'm going to try this new, I've never used this before, but I'm going to use this stuff called 7 Dust. And it's for 150 listed pests. And you're supposed to sprinkle when your zucchinis come to a pretty good size. You sprinkle this at the bottom, not on the flowers or the leaves, but on the bottom of the plant, where the beetle, the borer, can climb in and get, kind of touch that powder, and it kills them. So you want to put it right on the bottom when it gets to a good size. Now, just put it on the bottom of the plant as soon as you see real good growth, and then that'll prevent it. But then that's really when the plant is really mature. You don't do it right now, but right when it's mature, you dust this off right here. So we're going to try that this year. I've never done it before. I think it'll help. And another thing that we have to discuss, if you saw the last video, when I planted my peppers, I watched my video and I noticed that of course my plants were root bound, and I didn't loosen the roots. So when your plants are root bound to that point, you want to break up those roots and loosen it up and then plant. I didn't do that. I don't know, I just completely forgot to do it. But I mean, I think they'll still be okay. But yeah, it's better if you break those roots up and loosen them up before you plant them in there. I just totally forgot to do it. But they seem to be hanging in pretty good. I mean, they're looking pretty good. They've got some growth. So I think they'll be fine. So just remember to do that. And let me show you what's going on with the garden. We're going to be planting tomatoes as well. So let's look at the cabbages. This is the Suzuki cabbage, and I changed the supports, made them a little higher because they were growing way too big for what I had there earlier. And so I swapped them and made them a little bigger to give them some more room to grow. And you take a real close look at it and see that they're closing up in the middle there. I do have some slug damage, so I put in that slug bait in there before I closed it up, and hopefully that'll cut down on the slug damage, give them some time to grow. But they're doing very well. I think they're doing a lot better than the last time I tried to grow these. Take a nice look there. So let's look at the potatoes. They've really grown quite a bit since the last video. So these are the potatoes, and then what I planted in there were russets, and those are just leftover potatoes that I had in the pantry. My mom gave me, and all that stuff. So look, they're doing pretty well right now. They're gotten to good size, and I planted 3 potatoes in each bin. So it looks like they've all come up and started growing. So I'm going to be doing my tomatoes today, and my corn as well. So I'll show you that later on. So let's plant this one. This one's called Grandma's Pick tomato. So we're going to plant that one there. These I grew from seed. Actually, all the plants you see here I did from seed. So I'm really glad that, because it's cut down on my cost on buying these plants. So I suggest start seed, practice, and start your own little by little. Let's get this done. I planted, I did beets earlier and they're starting to come up now, so I'm just going to leave them there. See if they can give me some beets. But I'm going to have to plant my tomatoes out here now. So And all my beds are composted. And so with tomatoes, of course, you know you can plant them deeper than the pot, because the whole stem can actually turns into roots, and gives you a better, stronger plant. So I'm going to plant this one deep. Let's add some blood meal. Okay. Granular fertilizer. Put that in there. Move it around. This is grandma's pick, and I think it'll do well. I'm gonna plant it almost up to the bottom leaf there, and that should give it a lot of grow a lot of roots there and stronger plants. Now I'll water these down a little bit later, because they're all gonna need a little drink of water. Let's do the other tomato plant. Now this is a tomato brand called Fantastic, and this one here actually was I guess it was in the compost pile, and it's come up on its own. And I believe that's probably a beefsteak tomato, so I'm going to keep that one there and let it grow there, and so that was a good little find there. This is a tomato called Fantastic. So I'm going to put 2 tomato plants in here. I usually don't plant my tomatoes too close together. I like to spread my tomatoes out. I don't put my tomatoes in a row. I feel that they can catch diseases between each other. But this time, since that one's already there, I'm going to plant it next to another tomato. I usually just plant 1 tomato per bed, no more than 3. So we'll try this out and see what happens. Bone meal there. Fertilizer. Plant them deep. Not a very big plant, but I think the weather should be good enough for it to get established quick. All right. Let's go see what how I'm going to be planting my corn. And this bed I prepared, I think March. I amended it again and fertilized it, compost. So I'm ready to throw my seeds in there. I'm going to try and I hope this is enough to cover all of it, but I'm going to do them 3 inches apart. This is called Sweetness F1, and see how it goes. My first time planting corn, so I hope I have enough. So let's do this. Three inches apart. Now I can add, little by little, I'm going to be adding more soil to this. I want to make it a raised bed. Just don't have the wood for it, but I want to make this bed deeper. And this side of the garden was outside the garden, gets a lot of sun. So it's going to have full sun pretty much the whole day. So I think it'll do great here. It's gonna get tough because this soil is pretty soft, so I'm gonna step right in the middle here. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm hoping I get some corn. It'll be interesting. Something new to try out. Hope they all germinate. I'm going to be watering this soil with fish emulsion because corn takes a lot of nitrogen. I'll be putting a lot of watering with a lot of liquid fertilizer and then a lot of compost. So I think it'll do well here. It does get a lot of sun on this side, so that's really important for them to get a lot of sun. All right, that's the corn. I'm going to be covering these up, giving a nice little watering. It was supposed to rain in a few days, so the soil is already nice and moist. So give it a little bit of water and then wait for the rains to come through. So that's the corn. I've spaced them out about 3 inches apart. So we'll see how it goes. And I hope I have some corn this season. So thank you. Oh, we're gonna do a little radish harvest. Let me show you what I got as far as radishes. So let's do a little harvest here because these need to come out. So pull these out. It's a nice little radish here. I think these are cherry bell. I'm just gonna pick them. Some of them are pretty good. Some can grow a little bigger. So let's go to the pot there behind you. We got some here. Some cherry bell. I think I'm gonna pick these. They're a little small though. See what else they were. This one looks good. I haven't used these today for my salad. I think I'm gonna leave the rest. This was a good size. I'll leave the rest, but yeah, a little bit of a harvest. I'm gonna use these today. And I'll let the other ones get a little bigger. Maybe in another week, another few days or so. But thank you for joining me. Take a look around and see how the garden's doing. Oh wait, I forgot to do my cherry tomato. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do a cherry tomato out here. I'm gonna try to do a cherry tomato in this spot. I think it's I don't know how many gallons this is. I'm not sure how many gallons. Big pot though. But I'm gonna do my cherry tomatoes. This area here gets partial shade, and cherry tomatoes can take a little bit of shade, and they do mature quicker than regular tomatoes. So I think that they'll do okay here. And I'm looking at the weather too. It looks like we're going to be in the mid 40s at night. So I'm going to make sure that these guys don't get a lot of that cold air. If I have to, I'll cover them up a little bit, make sure they don't get a lot of that cold 40-degree weather if it does anything to them. So there you go. That's the cherry tomato. This is called Artemis cherry tomato. So I hope they do well. Probably plant this somewhere else. So that's it. That's basically everything. I'm waiting on my eggplants to get a little bigger to plant those. And maybe another week I'll probably be planting those. So thank you for joining me, and look around. The peppers are doing very well. I think they've gotten a little bigger. They are growing. So they're looking greener too. Looks like they've greened up quite a bit. So I'm gonna give them another dose of fish emulsion, and just keep watering everything out. Everything's starting to fill in. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Now don't forget to hit that like button, and appreciate you guys watching. And you guys take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.